We have been trying to catch this guy for several days, and we finally did. He'll be facing the following charges: third-degree ego lifting and range of motion evasion. He's clearly big and strong, just needs to decrease the weight and go lower. Kiddo, why don't you lower the weight and work on your technique first? I understand that chasing numbers is fun as hell, but they are not worth the potential injury. We'll let you go with just a warning this time, and hopefully you'll not lift like this anymore. Look at this guy. Which degree of ego lifting is this? First and foremost, ouch. Second, kiddo, you're arrested for first-degree ego lifting and unlawful load use. Today's suspect is a young male, and he's facing the following charges: fifth-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, and failure to complete a single rep. Let's welcome the best ego lifter in history. He'll be facing the following charges: first-degree ego lifting, unnecessary usage of multiple belts, potential self-harm, and destruction of gym property. What do you all think? Is he guilty? He looks strong. Let's see these pull-downs. Put your hands behind your back, pal. Today's suspect is wanted for the following charges: turning an overhead press into a bench press and spine endangerment. Ego lifters, we are coming for you. Wow, hammer curls with 40 kilograms? Let's see this. I had high hopes. Buddy, you are arrested for first-degree ego lifting, clout chasing, and range of motion evasion.
You ain't gonna never find a bitch as good as me.
You'll see these a lot in CrossFit, but let's be clear, they're not the best choice if your goal is building strength or muscle. Look, we're not here to mock effort. Anyone showing up and putting in work deserves respect. But swinging your way through reps like this can put unnecessary strain on your joints and doesn't do much for long-term progress. So she'll be facing 2 charges: unlawful use of momentum and self-endangerment. We are letting her go with a warning, and hopefully this will teach her a lesson. And as always, don't ego lift and you won't end up here. Let's take a look at this nice group of people. Bro, what? Anyways, time for charges. Getting more attention than muscle growth stimulus, extreme tomfoolery, range of motion evasion, and gym etiquette violation. This one is not an easy watch. Is he guilty of using too much weight, or was it just an accident? Take a look at this gym offender. I hope you paid for that, buddy. You'll also be facing charges of second-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, machine overload, and property damage. She did more work on the re-racking than pressing off the chest. Do you think we should arrest her? I firmly believe this is one of the worst bench press offenses we've seen on this page. This fellow will be charged with first-degree ego lifting, turning flat press into decline press hip thrust combo, and clout chasing. Guys, this was very painful to watch. Both of them are currently under arrest. The lifter will be facing a minor charge of improper squat bail technique, while the spotter's charges are still pending. What do you think they should be? After a full night's chase, we finally got this guy, and he is going to face charges of range of motion evasion, clout chasing, and second-degree ego lifting. If found guilty, he shall be sentenced to daily 1,000 ass to grass squats. Well, let's see how this guy does his rowing. Yep, as suspected, he's clearly evading range of motion. On top of that, he'll be facing charges of exceeding lawful machine load, plate hoarding, and gym tomfoolery. Hiding your face won't help, pal. Our officers know who you are. 4-plate shoulder press? Let's see. Sir, you'll be facing charges of second-degree ego lifting and range of motion evasion. If found guilty, you'll be sentenced to re-racking other people's weights for 24 hours. Today's suspect was arrested for first-degree ego lifting and will be facing the following charges: plate hoarding, range of motion evasion, clout chasing, and unlawful load use. If found guilty, she will be sentenced to 72 hours of gym community service. Ego lifters, we are coming for you. Wow, how brave is this kid? Don't you know your actions have consequences? We classify this as first-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, lack of eccentric control, and clout chasing. Kids, stop ego lifting. Let's get straight to the point. Charges: range of motion evasion, second-degree ego lifting, and unnecessary use of a belt. Hey Ben, you're under arrest for range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, improper form, clout chasing, and second-degree ego lifting. How do you plead in front of this court? Swing of Doom. What injury are you training for here, kid? Ego lifting final boss. No, that's El Campeon. W successful rage bait. Gotta love quality comments. Now it's time for charges. Second-degree ego lifting, rage baiting, unlawful momentum use, eccentric control evasion, and turning a hammer curl into a full-body workout. This guy got arrested for the following offenses: endangerment of self and others, using triceps on a leg press, clout loading, range of motion evasion, gym tomfoolery, and second-degree ego lifting. Is he guilty? Champion of ego lifting was arrested this morning. Surveillance footage shows clear range of motion evasion and momentum abuse, and huge thanks to Larry Wheels for providing this evidence and making gyms safe again. We arrested this guy today and he'll be facing the following charges: second-degree ego lifting, unlawful momentum use, range of motion evasion, and self-endangerment. What should his sentence be? This young fella was caught ego lifting and he'll be facing the charges of unlawful momentum use, range of motion evasion, and clout chasing. Should we let him go with a warning or sentence him to something more serious? Okay, let's see who we have here. Charges: reckless lifting, range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, turning lat pull down into a row, and sharing potential rage bait. The young fella will be facing these charges: first-degree ego lifting, clout chasing, range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, and turning arm exercise into back workout.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Sir, you're charged with first-degree ego lifting, plate hoarding, and range of motion evasion. How do you plead in front of this court? This suspect is ego lifting so much that he's leaving the frame, which is at least second-degree charge. He'll obviously face other charges, which are excessive momentum use, clout chasing, lifting with intent to damage equipment, unnecessary belt use, and eccentric control evasion. What is this? Charges: third-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, eccentric control evasion, and unlawful momentum use.
Dude.
50.
Not really, pal. 106 reps? Let's see. Is anyone counting? He'll be facing the following charges: first-degree ego lifting, clout chasing, range of motion evasion, and wasting spotters' time. Well, take a look at this. This young fella will be following us to the precinct. No, it does not.
120.
Kiddo. Lower the weight and focus on good form, or we'll take some serious measures.
Let's go.
Third-degree ego lifting, unlawful momentum use, and turning a lat pull-down into a cable row. Sentenced to watching 10 hours of pull-down tutorial videos. What are you doing in 2025, sir? Because clearly you can't flat bench 225.
Coucou mes femmes, comment ça va? Conseil du jour, ne surtout pas écouter les voix dans sa tête. Avant, elle me parlait, mais ça va mieux.
Unlawful momentum use, machine overload, self-endangerment, eccentric control evasion, and first-degree ego lifting. We've been chasing this guy for several weeks. He'll be facing the following charges: first-degree ego lifting, clout loading, range of motion evasion, and plate hoarding. Remember, fellas, don't ego lift and you won't end up here. One of our officers made this arrest today. The gentleman will be facing the following charges: third-degree ego lifting and range of motion evasion. Certainly not the worst case we've had, but it's our responsibility to tell him to lower the weight and use better form. So this is where all the 45-pound plates went. This fella will be facing some serious charges: first-degree ego lifting, equipment hoarding, range of motion evasion, and unlawful spotter intervention. If found guilty, he'll be sentenced to mandatory viewing of proper form tutorials for 60 days and assigned to 100 hours of community service re-racking weights. We brought in this guy today for the following charges: range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, and dropping the weight without control. Beware ego lifters, we are going to get you all. Let's make this quick. Momentum abuse, range of motion evasion, and reckless form with intent to impress. Remember, fellas, do not ego lift and you will not end up here. Good morning to you too. Charges: third-degree ego lifting, self-endangerment, failure to hit depth, and turning a squat into a good morning. Is he guilty on all counts? After a full night's chase, we finally got him. He'll be facing some serious charges, which are second-degree ego lifting, clout chasing, and repeated range of motion evasion. We arrested a guy who looks exactly like Alejandro Garnacho. He's charged with second-degree ego lifting, turning bench press into bridge press, and clout chasing. There was no bouncing off the chest and range of motion evasion, so we'll let him go with just a warning. Well, let's see what do we have here. Okay, sketchy setup, but let's give him a chance. Sorry, what?
Let's go. Up. Up. Higher.
Up where?
Up. Let's go up. Push. Push. Higher. Push. Nice.
I think the stack is having fun with you, buddy. Yeah, bro, I have the same reaction. Should we really be proud of damaging gym equipment? Charges: second-degree ego lifting, property destruction, range of motion evasion, clout loading, and plate hoarding. We arrested Uncle yesterday, and these are the charges he'll be facing: unlawful momentum use, eccentric control evasion, self-endangerment, and turning arm exercise into dumbbell swing cleans. What do you think? Which degree of ego lifting is this? Wow, 90-kilogram lateral raise. Let's see. Unreal strength. But we still need to do our job and bring you in. And please don't try to escape. Clearly no one will be able to stop you. Listen, kiddo, you are really strong, but this form is unacceptable. We must do our job and take you in for ego lifting. Hope you'll learn your lesson. Today's suspect is a young fella who will be facing the following charges: second-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, and turning side delt exercise into a full-body workout. If found guilty, he'll be cleaning sweaty machines and benches for 24 hours.
Even though she's in love, I ain't still hard this year.
There's only one real charge here: attempted rage bait for social media engagement. Did he really say 1, 2, 3? Sir, that's 000. We arrested this guy for third-degree ego lifting, improper form, unnecessary use of straps, range of motion evasion, and unsuccessful rage bait attempt. Do you think he's guilty?
No, no, la policía no.
La Polizia thinks this is little risky. Yes, you're strong and I get it. You want to do your best and lift as much as you can in the competition. But here's the question. Is this a hack deadlift competition?
No, no, la polizia, no.
This fellow was arrested for second-degree ego lifting, self and spotter's endangerment, clout chasing, and turning a squat into a weird mix of a push-up deadlift back press. What should be his sentence? Wow, 285-pound bicep curl, let's see. Sir, you will be facing the following charges. First-degree ego lifting, turning biceps isolation exercise into a full-body workout, unlawful momentum use, endangering self and others, eccentric control evasion, and unnecessary use of knee wraps. Remember, fellas, don't ego lift and you won't end up here. This arm wrestler was arrested today and will be charged with third-degree ego lifting, unlawful momentum use, eccentric control evasion, and turning a bicep curl into a hip thrust. Do you think he's guilty, or is this appropriate for his sport?
No, no, la polizia, no.
La Polizia caught this man today and he'll be facing the charges of second-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, and equipment endangerment. Let's just get straight to charges. Fifth-degree ego lifting, gym tomfoolery, equipment hoarding, self-endangerment, and range of motion evasion. He'll be sentenced to re-rack every single dumbbell in the gym for 1 year. It's extremely difficult to look at, but check this one out. There will be lots of charges. First-degree ego lifting, knee joint endangerment, range of motion evasion, unnecessary use of heel-elevated shoes, and potential rage bait. Remember, fellas, don't ego lift and you won't end up here. Oh shit, here we go again. Kiddo, listen up. Second-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, unlawful load use, and clout chasing. Good job, kid. But if you want to keep lifting pain-free and getting stronger, do these kinds of lifts under professional supervision. You're clearly super strong, but technique needs some work. This guy is in serious trouble. He'll be facing charges of first-degree ego lifting, doing a full body session instead of isolating side delts, excessive momentum use, range of motion evasion, unlawful load use, and clout chasing. 8 plates and a change for shoulder press? Let's see. Sir, you'll be facing the following charges. First-degree ego lifting, self and spotter endangerment, range of motion evasion, clout loading, machine overload, and giving the spotter unsolicited biceps pump. Let's count the reps together. 1. How many did you get? Wow, 105 kilogram bench is really impressive. Let's see. Miss, you'll be charged with range of motion evasion, overarching, and clout chasing.
Yo, you want to see something cool? No.
Well, at least you have self-awareness. Is this the worst leg press video you've seen? Charges: range of motion evasion, depriving gym of 45-pound plates, self-endangerment, and many more. Please, please, stop lifting like this. This video is the same quality as this deadlift you're gonna see. Fella will be facing charges of self-endangerment and turning a deadlift into a squat. Do you think he's guilty? Let's take a look at this case. Hey, young man. Here are the charges you'll be facing. Second-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, and unnecessary use of a spotter. You are still young and clearly have high potential, so lower the weight and do the exercise properly. Otherwise, we'll have to take serious actions. Second-degree ego lifting, feet endangerment, unlawful momentum use, weight slamming, unnecessary use of straps, and wrongful emoting. Okay, let's see who we have here. A 22-year-old male doing single-arm dumbbell row for 7 reps, allegedly. Hey young man, you are clearly very strong, but this doesn't mean that we will let you go after witnessing what you just did. Let's start with the charges. First-degree ego lifting, clout loading, range of motion evasion, unnecessary use of elbow sleeves, unlawful momentum use, and potential rage bait. All of these charges are really serious, and you could face huge consequences if jury finds you guilty. Don't get me wrong, a single arm row with 103 kilograms is pretty impressive, and honestly, many officers in our precinct couldn't pull that off. But it would be even more impressive if you went a little lighter and focused on better form. And as always, fellas, don't ego lift and you won't end up here. This suspect was arrested for first-degree ego lifting, poor rage bait attempt, clout chasing, unlawful momentum use, and range of motion evasion. Ego lifters, we are coming for you. Second-degree ego lifting, unlawful momentum use, and turning biceps exercise into hip abduction superset. Wow. Where should I even start here? First and foremost, one of the most serious gym offenses is plate hoarding, and this gentleman is a little guilty of that. Besides, range of motion evasion is quite clear. And let's throw in a charge for endangerment of the knee joints while we're at it. Is this ego lifting or sports-specific training? Excuse me, sir, but what are you doing? Okay, here are the charges you'll be facing. First-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, gym tomfoolery, clout chasing, machine overload, and self-endangerment. Do you think he's guilty on all counts? Look who we have here. Hello, Mr. Campion. Oh, are you doing a single-arm deadlift? That's cool. Okay, sir, put your hands behind your back and follow us to the car.
आ गया ये वापस पहली एंट्री पर इतना बवाल नहीं करता ये
Both of you, hands behind your backs and follow me to the car. The best face pull technique I've ever seen. Charges: first-degree ego lifting, unlawful momentum use, range of motion evasion, and turning an upper back exercise into a full-body workout. Guys, we need your help. This man is wanted for first-degree ego lifting, rage baiting, and gym tomfoolery. Oh yeah, let's add even more weight. This fellow was arrested for first-degree ego lifting, machine overload, clout loading, range of motion evasion, and weight slamming. If found guilty, he shall be sentenced to 100 hours of burpees and 200 hours of re-racking other people's weights. What do you think? Are these charges fair, and is he guilty on all counts? Let's see. Sir, you'll be facing some serious charges. First-degree ego lifting, feet and spine endangerment, unlawful momentum use, and range of motion evasion. Sorry for the video quality, but this had to be shared. Today's suspects were arrested for group ego lifting, range of motion evasion, and unlawful load use. If found guilty, both will be sentenced to 100 sets of bench press lengthened partials. One of our undercover officers sent us this footage. Let's see if the suspect is guilty of ego lifting. Yes, he definitely is.
Let's have some fun, this beat is sick. I wanna take a ride on your disco stick. Let's have some fun.
You think you hit the first one, buddy?
I wanna take a ride on your disco. I wanna kiss you.
This suspect was arrested committing first-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, and clout loading. If jury finds him guilty, he'll be sentenced to 500 hours of gym community service. Wonder which guy will end up with us. This guy got himself arrested for evading range of motion, unlawful momentum usage, and first-degree ego lifting. Are these fair charges? 100 kilo bench? Let's see. Buddy, that's a hip thrust that moved like air. Now we're gonna move you to the precinct. This guy was arrested tonight and will be facing the charges of first-degree ego lifting, range of motion evasion, unlawful load use, machine overload, self-endangerment, and turning leg press into assisted triceps extension. Let's make this quick. Range of motion evasion, unlawful load use, clout loading, and second-degree ego lifting. Now, it could be that the guy can't go any lower because of potential knee issues, but doing this isn't the solution in any case. And as always, don't ego lift and you won't end up here. Oh wow, let's see this. Charges: second-degree ego lifting, self and spotter endangerment, overarching and unlawful use of a slingshot. Just kidding. It was an amazing lift, especially at such age. Even though the form was not 100% perfect, who cares? He benched 945 fucking pounds. Forgive me, my lord, but we have to arrest you for range of motion evasion and clout loading. Just kidding, my lord. We couldn't do that even if we wanted to. That's 470 kilograms full, by the way.
You got this. Come on.
Walk in, Judah.
450.
How much is this?
235s. That's plus 70, so
520.
Wow. 520 pounds on calf raise is very impressive. Let's see his form.
I like how I can do that math, but I can't do 15
520
times 20.
Boom. Look at those calves.
Calves. Charges: group offense promoting ego lifting, unauthorized hype, zero range of motion, and unlawful momentum use. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, it's a drop set. Still 0 reps. This young fella was caught today and is facing the following charges: disguising ego lifting as science-based training, range of motion evasion, and spotter endangerment. His age and love for fitness are evident, so we'll let this one slide with just a warning.
Officer Flex here. Today's suspect was arrested for the following charges: first-degree spotter endangerment, turning flat press into decline press, and second-degree bounced rep. What should his sentence be?
We brought this guy in today and he's facing the following charges: range of motion evasion, unlawful momentum use, and clout loading. Remember, fellas, if you lift like this, ego lifting police will catch you. Let's see what we have here. Legal in powerlifting, but we don't care. Charged with extreme back arch, barely moving the bar, and unethical use of rules. Ego lifters, we are coming for you. Be careful, ego lifters. Our officers are everywhere. This guy probably thought he would get away with his lifting crimes, but thanks to our brave officer, he's now facing justice. Ego lifting police is always watching. Hopefully she hits at least parallel. Bruh, miss, please put the hands behind your back. The only thing worse than an ego lifter is an ego lifter who power lifts, and her spine will be pressing charges. Ego lifters, we are coming for you.
Suspect caught in the act of gym felony. Charges: depth evasion, intent to quarter squat, third-degree rack abuse, and unlawful barbell load. Verdict: guilty on all counts. Sentence: 100 hours of community service, re-racking other people's plates.